Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. This is May 20th, 2026, and we have such a fun topic today. It is all about how to get started with a young living business. So, the beautiful thing is, if you're joining us today and you're a current brand partner, what we share can not only help you, but it will help you get others going in their young living business, which is why we do this, right? To help folks with their health and grow an income if that is what they desire. If you're on with us today and you're not a brand partner or you haven't really launched your business, this is going to be fabulous because it's going to be a sneak preview of what we can do to help you get going through by using this 4 week process. And so I would love to just highlight a few folks that are on with us today because my amazing mother, Terry Seacrest, is on. She's right in the other room in the living room.
Morning, good morning.
And
My
wonderful.
sister Jan is on, and Jan, what's so funny is your name says Terry Seacrest. Wonder how that
It,
happened.
I used when you were in Europe, I used your Zoom link for a call. I got it through Bev. And so I don't know how to get that off of there.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't mind you calling me Terry, or calling you Terry.
I'll ask Beverly how to get it off of there.
Aunt Jan, what you can actually do is kind of hover your mouse over your video right now, and there's three little dots, and under there says rename, and you can just rename yourself for this one.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, yeah. Great. Okay. So, guys, the beauty of what we're sharing today is actually a 4 week process that I've used, Terry's used, Beverly Banks has used. Janine Sweet actually kind of got started. This is how Janine and I ended up connecting, and it was several years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Because it was when we had just rolled this out, and I thought, okay, who on the team, really wants to start building a business? I want to take some folks through this. And it was so much fun because at one point, I think there were 5 individuals that were going through this, and we were getting them started with their business, and it was like momentum was just at a wonderful all-time high. And so of course, we've had lots of folks go through similar things throughout the years. And what I want to share is I'm going to be looking at my notes. There's a lot in here, so don't feel like you need to write it all down, but write some notes and things that stick out to you, and I'm definitely going to share this PDF with you guys. So you are going to have this afterwards. So what I'm going to do today is actually talk from myself as a brand partner to you as a brand partner, and we're going to talk about how you can help someone new on your team get started with a business. I think that'll be the easiest way to go about it, right? So I'm not moving around with tenses and stuff. And so here's what's fun. You guys, if someone has been using the products and they love the products and they say something like, oh my goodness, my friend really needs the Thieves Household Cleaner. How do I help them order? That's a great way to then talk to them about A, the simplest way to help their friend get started, but B, introduce the Young Living business opportunity to them and see if it's something that they would be interested in starting to share the products and potentially earning a part-time or even a full-time income. Because Young Living, for a lot of us on here, is a part-time or full-time income. And so I just love that it's one of those businesses that if you spend 7 to 10 working hours every week for about 3 years, you're earning a really good income that could potentially be a replacement for a current income. Now, if you have more time than that and you come into the right things, it could take you less than 3 years. It could be a year. But I don't want to have any false pretenses on here that this is like a get rich quick type of a thing. This is a business that you slowly build, and it's something where you're building it on relationships. And so you're going to see as we go through this today, it is all about relationships, and you're building a relationship with the person that is interested in starting a business. But what they're really more than likely interested in is helping people they love stay healthy. So that's the foundation of why I started Young Living as a business, because when I turned 18, I knew a lot about the products. Mother had had them around the house since I was 6 years old, but I wanted to sing, play piano, go traveling, and I wanted a way to be able to do that. That I could be on the road and work from the road. I could move somewhere if I needed to move somewhere. And I could take a Wednesday afternoon off of work and go do a rehearsal or a recital or something like that. So Young Living has amazing flexibility, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So there's just so many wonderful benefits to it. But thinking about most folks want to start a business because they love the products and they want to help people. So with that in mind, okay, so there's a little bit of an intro that you guys hopefully have already done, and just you want to do this for any person, okay? Even if they're a happy customer for life, within the first 3 months that they start their journey with Young Living, get their products, here's what you want to do with them is you want to make sure that they know how to get into their Young Living account. Okay? Basic functions of the back office. So many times people don't order again because they're like, oh, Young Living sent me an email. I forgot to set up my password. Ah. And so they don't even log back into their Young Living account. So simple steps like within the first 3 days of them having their account, you need to go in, figure out what their member number is. What I like to do is I send them a welcome text message. Welcome to the wonderful world of Young Living. I'm so thankful that I get to be your support along this journey of health. And here is your member number. Be sure to check your email because Young Living sent you an email to set up a password. So that is their next step. Then you want to follow up. Hey, did you set up your password? Okay, let's go ahead and help you get into your Young Living back office. Now, you're going to know if you've already talked to them about loyalty rewards. Did they know about it? Did they get started on it? Might they want to in the future, right? Or are they just placing shop orders? So from there, yeah, help them figure out their loyalty order template, and please, please, please set up PV Assist. Write that down, PV Assist. Who wants to raise their hand and tell me why PV Assist is so important?
Mhm.
Because if you don't have your PD assistant, something on the oversight or something goes out of stock, it literally will help you get your order up to the level of where you want it. Like you don't want to miss out on your $300, 300 PV of free freebies and stuff, and it drops down to 250. Your PD assist will put all that extra in there, and you don't have to worry about it. Praise the Lord.
Yes, yes. So if you want it to be a certain PV to earn those free products, awesome. But at minimum, set your PV Assist up for 100 PV. Reason being, as a brand partner, you will earn full commissions at 100 PV. The beautiful thing is, all a person ever needs to spend with Young Living is 100 PV to earn a commission check. Do you know any other business that is the monthly overhead to earn commissions is $100? It's going to be about 125, right? Because you've got tax and shipping on there. But that is such a beautiful thing. Okay. So, if a person has expressed interest in being a brand partner, of course, you're going to help them go into their back office and just toggle on brand partner. There's like oh goodness, I think you'll know where it is, but just know they need to click the button to become a brand partner, okay? Then what you want to do is you want to help them set up um, their automatic draft so that when they do earn a commission, it automatically goes into their bank account. This is another something that if they don't set that up, Young Living gives them like a credit card. They'll mail it to them and they put their commission on the card. Some people love it, and I understand why they do it, but honestly, myself and all my brand partners, we just want to get that commission check right in our bank account so we can use it how we do all of our other banking, right? And also, Young Living will ask for the person's social security number or their EIN, business number that they want to function under, because now they are a brand partner. Um, so let's see here. Then, things that you could help them understand about their back office. So we're still talking about kind of like this session you're having with a person where you're walking them through their back office. Go ahead and show them wish list, how to create a wish list, where their deep link is. So like excuse me, their share link. So there's two things. There's the share link and there's the deep link. And those are just ways that they can, like the YL share link, they grab that link, they send it to a person. When the person goes to that link, it takes them to the Young Living's website, but it automatically has their member number in it. And that just basically says, hey, when this person puts something in the shopping cart and checks out, their member number is already in there and they're already going to show up as their sponsor and enroller. So hopefully y'all are using that because the share links and the deep link is if you take a specific product and you create a link with that specific product. Okay, so what do you think about that being a very good introductory call that you pretty much want to do with anyone, especially customers, but there's a few things that pertain to brand partners in there. Okay, yeah, Debbie, go ahead. Did you raise your hand?
Yes, I did. One of the other things I was thinking about with the PD Assist
Mm-hmm.
is also when you put stuff in the back office that you for the PD Assist,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be helpful for you. Plus, you're able to move the items up, like hand sanitizer is a small item. You can move it up in the level of like number one or number two spot. If
Yes.
you have two pieces of stuff, you can move it down to another level. So as you need it, if you're only out like a couple PV, that helps you. So put, and you can only put stuff in that I know of if they're in stock. So
Mm-hmm.
I will sure that when I do it, I get everything in stock and then I move them in the levels so I can just have them also all set up. So I just want to share that.
That's great, Debbie, and thank you. Because here's what's interesting. I've had somebody put lemon as their first choice on PV Assist. So, like maybe Lavender Vitality went out of stock, and so PV Assist added Lemon Vitality because that's the only small amount of PV that they needed. I had someone else put frankincense as their first PV Assist choice. Their order only went under the PV 5 points, but they ended up getting an $80 bottle of frankincense. So their order was a lot more than they had probably budgeted for that month because they didn't order their PV Assist in what I would call like, the financial order of have a lower priced product at the top and maybe something else and something else. So I would personally recommend having lower priced products because it's just going to basically stack the products in the order that you put it in there and add it to your order.
Mhm. Elizabeth, could I just add one thing to what you're saying here?
Yes.
Um, Another thing that I kind of like to do is when the day that I'm actually signing someone up is once we place the order and it's done, I ask them to go out of Young Living altogether and then ask them to go to youngliving.com and then click on the sign in. And
Hmm.
I walk them through how to sign in right then and there
Yes.
so that it really empowers them to get right back into their account the very same day that I just signed them up.
Honestly, that's the best way to do it. The best way. So that means they place their order, they need to go into their email and set up their password, and then they also have their member number.
Mhm.
The interesting thing, does
Yeah.
Young Living send them their member number?
Um,
This is what
yeah,
I
it's
always get
in,
confused about. I think that in the email to
yeah,
them,
in the
Young Living
email.
gives
It's
them
in
their
that
member
email.
number.
So good point, because that's another thing I do is say, check your email right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check your email right now? Let's make sure that you got it. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
then take them back in.
Okay, great, great. So the beautiful thing about doing this with a potential new brand partner, right, is because you've been so thorough, helping them know how to get into Young Living, their back office, loyalty
Mhm,
orders, everything, they're going
mhm,
to feel confident enough to do this with their friend that they help get started
mhm,
soon,
mhm.
right? So the thorough that you can be, it absolutely will just then be that thing that they teach others to do.
Here's one final thing too, honey, is let's say that I have not ever sent them a wish list, right? Somehow I met them, we just did a phone call and we signed them up. I still like to create a wish list and send it to them as a reminder for what's coming in a few days. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it also kind of spurs them on a little bit to see, oh, I could do a wish list to a friend,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Catherine, asked in the chat if you could show us the back office on how to do that. I thought that
Okay.
was a great question.
Yeah, yeah. Let me do that real quick and
Mhm,
I will skim through it rather quickly only because there's so much more to cover
mhm.
here. We may just have to do a second Wednesday wisdom on this, you guys, which is totally fine. Because if this is helpful, absolutely want you to have the helpful
While you're looking for that,
correct.
Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I could share a really quick testimonial of something that happened yesterday, you guys, that I think could happen for you. Yesterday, I volunteered to put some diffusers into a realtor's home that she's going to sell. And I didn't want her to buy them or anything. I just offered to put diffusers in and using things like citrus fresh, orange, lemon, the real citrusy oils. Then I went to her showing. I came about an hour after the showing started, so there was a lot of people there. You guys, all I can tell you is the smell of her house was the talk of everything. And she texted me this morning. She lives in Austin, about an hour and a half from here. Texted me this morning, Terry, could I book a class with you to sit down with all my friends in Austin and teach them about these oils? So a lot of times just volunteering to do something for free, you never know what it can lead to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Mhm,
There's so many ways that we can find potential brand partners, but what it comes down to is that you being willing to teach, educate, share, be friendly, care about their lives, and then don't be afraid to what I call ask for the sale, meaning of course, when they first got their starter kit with Young Living, you asked for the sale, right? To become a brand partner, you want to ask for the sale, which is, can I help you earn money with Young Living? Can I teach you how to share this with your friends? And chances are, if you've built that foundation of a relationship, they're going to go, yeah, okay. And the cool thing is, they could just sign up 5 people, maybe 10 people, maybe 20 people. Maybe it turns out to be 50 or 100 of their friends or 5,000 of their friends. You just never know. But by our willingness to ask for the sale, to share education, and just be a kind, loving person in their life, this is how we share what we do with Young Living. So here's our back office. This is just youngliving.com. Okay. So let's see. First and foremost, here's what we're going to do. If you click on my account, you can click on loyalty order, and this is where a person finds their loyalty order template. And you can see the products. It shows items shipping in May. You can see the May PV, and then you can see all of the order summary. Now, here's what's interesting. Between my order last month and right now, something got out of stock, and so my PV is only 81. So I need to go fix this, you guys. Um, but what I always love doing is add a product first. I'm gonna add Copaiba because I love this oil, and then I go and delete what I don't want. Or you can always hit the save for later, like products you like to switch back and forth with having on your order every few months. Go ahead and stick them down below because then it's super easy to go up and add them. So that is loyalty. Okay. Um, when a person creates a loyalty order, Young Living will ask them what day of the month do they want it to process. Your job, since you got them started, is to send a little reminder, text message, email saying, hey, I know your next order with Young Living is coming up soon. Can I help you choose what you'd like to put on it? Do you want to reorder what you originally got? Do you want to try something else? Do we need to switch it up? So that is like something that you want to do for 3 months because it takes at least 3 months for a person to like remember that they have a monthly order and get used to going in their back office. And that's a great way to share product education with them so that they get to know our single oils, our blends, our makeup, our skincare products, all the things, right? So this can become such a wonderful educational tool as well. Now, if we keep going down here, we're going to click on wish list. So wish lists are wonderful because you just click new wish list and you can type in um, Sally's Wellness, um, Sally's Wellness Care. Come up with a cute name if you want to. Create list and then go ahead and add what you want to. Now, these are extremely customizable, right? So, for instance, if you write a blog and you recommend specific things in the blog, go ahead and add all of those products to a wish list. And at the beginning and end of your blog, say, click here to visit my wish list with everything mentioned in this blog. And that's what I do. And then people go to the wish list, they can add whatever products they want to the cart, and you're good to go. So there is wish list. Now, oh, here's the other thing I'll say about wish list. You cannot reorder this, okay? So what I do is I think of the product that is like most important product and least important. Not that it technically is, but you have to think about that. So I would kind of put, you want to add it starting with like your lesser important product and finish with your most important because the product you add first is going to be at the bottom. The products you add last are going to be at the top of your wish list. So always go ahead and like if you want like this, oils of ancient scripture. I wanted that to be the thing because I was specifically talking about this kit. But I went ahead and I added these other things that are biblical oils in case a person wanted to purchase single oils. Okay. And so that is kind of how I go about ordering a wish list. Let's go down here to do share YL. Okay. So ShareYL is awesome. This is your personal referral link. So if you go ahead and you copy the link, see this number right at the end of it? This is my member number, 992365. So when you copy that, like let's try it. You open a new window on your computer, you copy the link, and it automatically goes to Young Living's website. It looks just like their website, but when a person adds anything to their cart and checks out, it automatically puts you in there as the referral for their sponsor and enroller. Kind of cool, right? Now, deep link generator is interesting because what you've got to do with that is you actually want to choose a product. So let's just say, I'm kind of walking us through this a little fast here, but we'll have the recording for you to go back and check it out. So let's say you want lavender. So you go to the page for lavender, you're going to click on the link and copy the link. Okay. And then go back here and paste the link in here. And then I always keep this as my sponsor and enroller, but you could change it. If you want to be the enroller, but you want to place that person under somebody else, then go for it. You can change that. Now, generate link. You've got this link and you can copy the link. So what's really cool is if you want to just send this to somebody, text it to them, email it to them, create a link in your blog, whatever. These are awesome because it just goes to one product. Is there any questions about that before we move on? I think we covered the back office questions. Let me look at one other thing here. Okay, so if we are under the Learn tab up here, then hmm, I'm trying to see. Okay, so for instance, if you want really good talking points on what loyalty rewards is, here is a whole page that Young Living created to talk about loyalty rewards. And I love it. It's super nice and concise. So this is a great page to direct a person to so that they either want to start loyalty rewards or they really have somewhere to go to understand it. And that is under the Learn tab. So there we go. What I was looking for is where the toggle is for become a brand partner, but because I already am, it's not showing up. But it'll be super, super easy to find on someone's customer account. Alrighty. How's that, guys? Any questions?
Hopefully that helped answer Catherine's question,
Yeah.
because it can be a little confusing when you're first starting out.
So there we go. Now, so that you guys, what we just covered was a great introduction for you to help a person, customer or brand partner, get used to Young Living system and everything. Okay, and take a pause. And now what we're entering into is week one. So this is the person has said, yes, I'm interested in this whole business thing. How do I get started? And you say, well, I would love to walk you through a 4-week process where we're going to meet for 1 hour a week, preferably over Zoom, because it's really helpful to be able to see each other's faces and share your computer screen just like we're doing now. And if they say, okay, I can do 1 hour a week for 4 weeks, let's kick this off. Then what we're going to cover is like exactly how to get them like all the basics that they know. Okay? So week one, it's really important to dive into their why. So this is the first thing you guys are going to talk about is why is it important for them to have another stream of income? Okay, or an extra income. Two, why do they feel like Young Living is the right company for them to work with? I love hearing the answers to these questions because people usually have a story of like why they love the products, why how they connect with the company, right? Why start a business with a company that you don't like, don't believe in, don't like the products, but they'll pay you? Nobody's going to start a business like that. So I love hearing the answer to this question. And then another great question is why is now the right time for you to dive into doing a business with Young Living? And then I go, well, I have time. Or the next 3 months, I know it's a little bit of downtime. It's summer. My kids are out of school. I've got some more flexibility. Um, I think this is great. Can you help me launch my business this summer? So that's part one is finding their why. Part two is actually talking with them about how they get paid. So that's where I would mention, because people are wondering, do I get paid once a week, once a month, da da da. So I share, you get paid between the 16th to the 18th of every month. your commission check can be set to auto draft into your bank account, and which you'll share with them how to set that up. And then now here's what you want to ask them. Picture you go into your bank account and you're looking at your balance, and your Young Living check just deposited, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, this X amount of dollars just got put in my bank. If they're sitting there thinking, this is really big, like this is exciting, I can do something with this money, ask them, what would that amount be? If Young Living deposits a thank you check in your bank account and you're like, whoa, what would that be? Because that gets them thinking. Do they want 300 extra dollars a month? Do they want 500? Do they want 1,000? Do they want 5,000? You know? And so typically that amount for somebody might be like 2,500. And why do I say that? Because you can do a lot with 2,500 extra dollars in your bank account. Now, that kind of money is where you get to doing those 7 to 10 focused business hours a week for 3 years. Okay. So it's not a next month, it's going to be 2,500 in your bank account. But what you're helping them do is learn the steps to get there. Yeah.
Elizabeth, if I could interject that statistics show that when you help someone to actually get a $300 check,
Mm-hmm.
they will stay in the business. And so, one thing I think is really important, I remember back when I started, you really wanted piano lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And we just did not have, your father didn't agree to put that money toward piano lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So when my check was about 250 with Young Living, I got so excited because that was all I needed for piano lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what's really important is some people are really big thinkers, but some people need that real solid kind of step by step thinking process.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can truly help them get just a few hundred extra dollars and be consistent with that, wow, they will stay with us. And maybe Debbie, you can jump in on that, or Jan, or anyone jump in with your ideas. But that's been my experience, Elizabeth.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I was kind of listening and then I accidentally, what was that question, Terry?
Oh, it's okay. I was wondering if you agreed with the idea that as we help someone in these smaller steps, just to get a few $100s extra each month solid, that they tend to really stay with it.
Yes,
Um, you know,
agreed.
yeah.
It is a huge deal because just that extra does a whole lot for a budget, no matter what. So
Hmm. Hmm.
walking through these very minimal steps and keeping their
Hmm.
momentum and sharing and carrying the way we're doing, like
Hmm.
Elizabeth played out, was awesome. Is a huge, tremendous way of loving on them, going, wow, look what I got. That gets them all excited again.
Yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Any
Awesome.
thoughts, Jan? Do you have any thoughts, honey?
Can you hear me, Elizabeth?
Yes, I can.
The message on my computer saying that my mic isn't working, but it is.
Oh.
Okay, so you know, I truly believe that if someone has extra money that they can help pay a bill, they can get something their child needs, they can invest in something that they had been wanting but just couldn't fit in their budget. It's a huge motivator. And the other thing is when people love the products, if they can simply start by making enough money to buy their own products
Mm-hmm.
monthly
Mm-hmm.
and not pull out of a family budget. That's also, I think, a really big motivator. And that's sometimes what I say is, would you be interested in making enough commission with Young Living by sharing with your friends to cover your product?
Oh,
Yes.
Jan, that's so great. That's so great. We forgot about that.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting, Jan? I have a customer who's actually very wealthy. So you would think that that kind of a thing wouldn't matter to a person like that. But you wouldn't believe it. She got so excited when she got enough money to cover her product. Even though she didn't need it, it was just a psychological thing.
Yeah, 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 totally. So I sometimes, I mean, I don't know what the number is, but it used to be that if someone could get an extra $300 monthly, it could change their financial situation. Maybe now it's more like 500.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Really, and because our expenses go up and down,
yeah,
yeah. And so I think, um, and not being afraid to introduce them to that idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They get to make the decision. It isn't that, oh, they aren't going to want to do it. It's that maybe they don't even know it's possible or they haven't thought about it. So when you present that to them,
Mm-hmm.
then they're making the decision whether it's something they want to do or not you deciding for them because you're afraid or you don't think they will or you don't want to be pushy or whatever the reasoning is for not sharing the
mhm.
everything that's available at Young Living beyond simply buying the products.
Jan, I wonder if every one of us who's been in Young Living a long time, including Elizabeth, has someone that we have been shy about talking to, and they went and signed up under somebody else. They signed up under a friend of ours or a neighbor or somebody because we didn't open our mouth. And I mean, I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, I'm not probably. I'm sure there probably is someone. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've even had customers join under me. I didn't follow up with them. Their account went inactive, and 14 months later, I found out that they went and signed up with their next door neighbor.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That's a gut punch.
yeah,
That is one of those you don't ever want to feel that.
yeah.
I know. It's a horrible feeling.
It's a horrible feeling. So keep your customers, keep them happy, keep them educated. Follow up with them. You work so hard. We work so hard to get a person. Work hard enough to keep them.
Yeah.
And
Yep. Amen.
then
Amen.
help them go beyond that. So, all right, let's see here. We've gone over a lot of this. So, you could actually ask a person, hey, do you have 7 to 10 hours a week that you could dedicate to doing your business? And if so, how do you go about calendarizing your week so that you'll actually get those hours in? And talk to them about what day of the week, what time of the day, where they want to work, things like that, because you start helping them visualize like what this type of work is going to look like. Because working a business with Young Living looks entirely different than a 9 to 5 job. Um, or many of the jobs out there in the workforce. So we get to kind of give them a vision of what it can be and help them come up with their own vision of what those working hours are going to look like. So there we go. Okay. The last thing you're going to talk about with them on week 1 is planning their grand opening event. So the goal is in week 3 to actually um, have them do a grand opening event. So that means that they are preferably going to do something in person where they can invite family, friends, loved ones, etc., over to hear about what they are embarking on with this new business journey. But it also, again, always has that underlying factor of it's not just a business. I'm here to help my friends and my family stay healthy naturally. So I think that gives our business that differentiation between, hey guys, come to my grand opening. I'm going to be a real estate agent, or I'm going to be an insurance agent, or I have a new healthcare plan. There's so many businesses that are just those wonderful businesses that we need. But I think there's something special about helping them plan a grand opening event where they've got a few products for sample, they've got some Ningxia Red, and they can share about the lifestyle and share about the business that they're getting started. So, let's see here. So you could briefly talk with them about, what what do you think that grand opening could look like? Because it's supposed to be 2, maybe 3 weeks out from this call, okay? You don't want to give them much time. Sometimes if a person goes, "Oh, I think I can do it 2 months from now," then la 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 la, 2 months
Mhm.
from now, they still haven't planned their grand opening and they never launch. They just don't
Yeah.
go for it. So my personal recommendation is help them get launched and get the word out there within 3 to 4 weeks of you guys doing this first call.
Elizabeth,
Any
isn't it just
suggestions
so
on that?
great when you realize that your friends really do want to help you succeed? That when you make that declaration, like, I'm going into business,
Mm-hmm,
I'm not just a soccer mom out here, I'm going into business
mm-hmm,
and I'd love you to be a part of it. I'd love you to, be excited for me. I think that that grand opening makes a statement and people want to back you. They want to cheer you on.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely. And something to mention is that if there's anyone on this call today who you haven't done a grand opening event yet, but you want to, absolutely. You can do a grand opening. You could have been a customer for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't care. But if you want to get serious about this, I would highly recommend doing a grand opening, doing a gathering, a party, a class. We could figure out what that looks like best for you. But let it be that launch that really tells your friends and family, like, I'm serious about this now. I love Catherine's question. What does a typical 7 to 10 hour a week look like? Okay. Um, for the first 3 weeks, I would say that that looks like doing this weekly call, and on the weekly call, there's going to be some assignments, right? And I would say that there's going to be some education, like personal education. Maybe you're going to instruct the person to go onto the Young Living website and read about um, specific products that they're really interested in. Get to know more than just the personal use of the products. Get to know some of the talking points about the products because that will help them when they do their grand opening event feel really confident talking about their favorite products. Um, of course, after the grand opening event, it'll look like things like following up with the folks that came via a phone call, a text message, a get together in person. Did they order at the event? Do you need to set up a time with them within a week to get together and help them get started? Once you have new customers, it's then following up with them to make sure that they're educated on how to use their products, how to get into their account. Um, Yes, social media is a thing. However, I don't want a brand new person to get sucked into social media. Meaning, personally, I don't tell my brand new partners, you've got to come up with your social media marketing plan, you've got to learn Canva, you've got to create your graphics, you've got to gain 200 followers on Instagram. That is not a part of my personal how to help a person get started. Now, if they really love building online and want to do that and have those skills, they can launch their Young Living business online. But oftentimes, I love helping a person get started face to face or over the phone with what we call their warm market. Those are friends and family, people that you know, people that care about you, and maybe people that have seen a transition in your own health journey or lifestyle and are interested to know more about that and maybe start with Young Living's products. From
Elizabeth,
there,
could
yeah,
I could I also add to what you just said, which is
sure.
great, to Catherine, that Catherine, we at the Royal Dream Team, we love something called permission marketing. In other words, even if you're talking to a good friend, you're saying to them something like, "Hey, I'm so excited about the results that I've gotten with these products. Would you be open to sitting down with me for 30 minutes over coffee and allowing me to show you a few of these? Would that interest you?" So we ask a question instead of, kind of being pushy.
For
We
sure.
really like to ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we are presenting to people throughout that 30-minute time period, having coffee with them, we're talking to them, does this sound like something that you might be interested in? Is this something you might want to pursue? Or they might say to you, Catherine, I always get headaches. I don't, do you have, does Young Living have anything for that? And then instead of just jumping right in, oh, yeah, you got to use peppermint. Oh my gosh, you got to use peppermint. So then we say, oh, I've had some great experience. Would you be open to hearing about this? And again, all throughout our conversation, we are checking in with that person so that they feel and know that we really care about them and and that we're listening to them. We ask a question and then we listen. So hopefully that helps you that in that 7 to 10 hours, as we are contacting our warm market, we are asking if they're open. Another question we ask people is, have you ever heard of essential oils? And they'll either say, oh, yeah, well, they didn't work for me because they used a really crummy brand. And at that point, I would say, well, would you mind me asking what brand were you using, if you don't mind? Or they might say, I've never heard of oils, but I use a lot of dried herbs. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad you use dried herbs. Let me tell you the difference between dried herbs and oils and why I'm so passionate about oils. So, anyway, just wanted to throw that in, Elizabeth, about permission marketing.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we could do a whole Zoom just about this. And so maybe we can do that in a few weeks here. Um, because gosh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun figuring out the best way to help a person. And permission marketing is definitely such a beautiful thing. Um, okay. So we're gonna wrap up week one, okay? So let me go back over very quickly. Week one, what we did is we talked to them about their why. We talked to them about how to get paid. We talked to them about um, finding time in their schedule, when that's going to be, how to keep up with their time. And we talked about planning their grand opening events. And so that wraps up week one, what we can talk to them about. Do you guys have any questions about week one? You think that's doable? Oh, Catherine, commission plan. Yes. I didn't go into great detail, but that's absolutely something that you can talk to a person about. So, in the notes that I share with you guys, it goes into greater detail because that is something we talk about. What does it look like to become executive? What does it look like to be a silver? Just the basics of those two. I don't go any more down in the weeds about more ranks than that. But if you can give them that vision of silver, I think that's a really good vision to shoot for. And also, the I did actually bring this up, and this is something really neat to share with a person because it shows them the legitimacy of Young Living's business opportunity. This is the Young Living 2025 U.S. income disclosure. So what this does, if you guys have seen this, it actually shows the ranks over here on the left. Then it shows the annual income. So that's yearly income, your lowest, highest, average, and medium, and then how many months to achieve this. So what's beautiful is if you're talking about silver and you're talking about let's just say average silver income is going to be $21,108 a year. So just talking to a person about reaching the silver rank, you divide that by 12 and that's your monthly income. It is a beautiful, beautiful addition to someone's portfolio of income opportunities. So personally, I think this is a great thing to share. And on Young Living's back office, they do have a great oh goodness. It's a flyer about um the ranks and what it takes to become a rank. Executive, you have to have two legs of this with
Mhm.
an overall volume of this. And so that is a great thing as well. And that is back there in the back office. And the
Elizabeth, I have something that takes that idea and goes into more detail that Vicky Opfer figured out. She
sure.
did it years ago just based on Young Living averages. And it's amazing to me how consistent it has been over the years. But it goes with each rank and it tells you what the volume that you have to achieve. And
Mhm.
then it says the number of people you need to have based on
Mhm.
company-wide averages to actually attain that volume.
Mhm.
And clearly, for a new person, you need less people because they're all new and they're all ordering. But as you get a more seasoned team, these numbers kick in, and it's basically 33% of the people in your organization will order in any one month.
Mhm.
The average order of all the orders that get placed in that month is about 125.
Mhm.
With those numbers, then she extrapolates what it takes to achieve the volume. And then, of course,
Exactly.
she breaks it up into, executive two legs, silver is two legs and what that means.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's very much numbers based, but
Yes.
it's just so right on. I mean, I could probably upload it into the files if you guys would want to look at it.
Would
But
Aunt Jan, would you be open to share that with me and then I can include it in this as I'm kind of reconstructing this?
yes, I will. I'll pull it up and I'll email it to you as an attachment.
Thank you. That would be
Okay.
awesome. That'd be awesome. And because it is, business does come down to a numbers game. When you're talking finance, it's just a numbers game. Yes, we love the people, everything like that, but when it comes to like the brass tacks of it all, it is numbers. And some people are that if they're what is it, a green color type, they're like, just show me the numbers. Ah, I want the details. So that's also another good thing. Figure out a person's personality style, and as you're going through this with them, if they need few details and lots of emotion, okay, give them as many details as you think they need. If they're all about the details and the nitty-gritty, well, you're just gonna have to feed it to them, even if it's boring. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Rather than go into great detail about weeks 2, 3, 4, I'm just going to tell you about those and we will see how to kind of follow up with today's Wednesday wisdom to give you guys the rest of this. Okay, so week 2, we're going to actually have them go through the life and business plan. And this is where they write down their goals. And it's a beautiful, super simple front and back type of a thing that they can fill out. And then it's great if they give you a copy of it because I keep all of my brand partners' life business plans in a file. And then, like once a quarter, we go back and we talk about it. How are you doing? How can I help you achieve your goals? What do you need? So, there we go with that. Step 2 is discuss the first two pillars of a marketing strategy, which is teaching classes and having your traveling office. Super, super simple. If you can teach classes and share education, that's pillar 1. Pillar 2 is have a bag, a backpack, a cool bag. You've got your order forms in it, you've got wellness forms. Um, You've got like your desk reference book, you've got a few essential oils. And honestly, I have this with me like all the time. Anytime I leave the house, I've got my traveling office with me. And I usually stick my computer or an iPad in there to be able to take orders, look up stuff online, etc. So,
Elizabeth,
mhm.
since it's already 11 o'clock, do you think we could actually switch next week and teach week 2, 3, and 4 next
Yeah,
week?
yeah, I think that
Because
would be
wouldn't it be
great.
fun for you to actually demonstrate your traveling office?
Sure, sure. I'm good with that. It was so funny because you have a great plan for how an hour is going to go, and then it it just takes time, but that's okay. Um, so yeah,
I
I
love
think we should
it.
do
It's
that.
been great. It's like this class is going to be re-listened to a lot, so we can get a. Thank you.
Absolutely, you guys. So good. Um, how about this? I promise between this week and next week, I will make this look pretty and make this available to y'all. Because I think if you can read along with me, this is a great roadmap. And I apologize for not having it ready today. But was this
You did a
helpful?
great job, honey. Great job.
Good, good, good. it's such a joy to be able to empower someone, in their life, in their business, and this is definitely kind of the how-to. And so it's such a joy to have a plan. And I know most of you guys have never known that this existed, and I'm sorry because it's just kind of been something that we've had and used, but I think it's time to get it out there and help more brand partners really get going successfully. So, thank you so much for sharing time and input. Mom, do you have anything you'd like to say to close us out?
Well, if it's okay, maybe just a little prayer to pray for everybody's business. Do you want to just say a little prayer and or I can, somebody can, and just, praying for everybody's business.
That sounds great to me. Do you want to go ahead? I'm happy if you want
Sure. Well, Father, I know you've been with us this hour and you've heard our conversation and you know that this is a great family business. And you also know, Lord, that it does require work, it requires effort, it requires a strategy. So as we invite you into our business, would you guide and direct our thoughts and guide and direct us? For example, would you put people in our mind that need what we have, that need Young Living, and that we could really help? Would you put these people on our mind and our heart, and even put people in front of us, Lord, that we might not even expect? We just want our heart is to help people live well, not just live a long life, but live healthy lives.
to.
So we just ask for your help this week in giving us a strategy, giving us good ideas. And we thank you in advance, Lord, for what you're going to do. And we pray it in your son's name. Amen.
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 Hey, Michael.
Hallelujah. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Hey, good to see you.
Same here.
Yes, yes. Well, Catherine, thank you for joining us and for asking some great questions. And if you are, I'm not sure where you're at in your business journey, but feel free to contact, your upline and talk more about all this. And of course, join us again next week. And I'm just happy to be here as a resource. Uh,
Mhm.
for everyone. So I'll be working on this, you guys. Wish me luck. I'll make it nice and pretty for us all. All right.
Yeah, good to see Janie. Good to see Debbie, Jan, Michael, Mary.
Yes,
Good to
yes.
see all you guys.
Yes.
Hope you can join us next week.
Absolutely.
Much.
Yeah.
God bless,
All
guys.
right.
God bless.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.